just waiting for Dave to give me green light. Because we also give this Facebook and YouTube live for those who cannot make it to the session. Okay, so let us begin our session by paying respect and homage to the Buddha. Let us recite Namo Tassa 3 times together. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sammā Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sammā Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Sammā Sambuddhassa. I pay my homage to him, the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the fully enlightened Buddha. Okay, so this month, as I said, my weekly Dhamma talks are going to be based on some discourses of the Buddha as we are celebrating Vesak. In fact, Vesak is a very sacred month for all of us. And a lot of things are happening this month. Even here in Canada, every temple is celebrating Vesak on weekends, and also great things happening in government level, municipal level, provincial level, and federal level. We have some programs. So as we are going to have the Vesak festival in the city on May 23rd at the Celebration Square, we also going to have a kind of historical day tomorrow at the Ontario's Parliament and the Queen's Park. Some MPPs are going to present the Buddhism Heritage Month Act, and so we are also going there tomorrow morning. There will be a press conference, and then at 1 o'clock the MPPs are going to officially present that Buddhism Heritage Month Act, and I believe it will be officially accepted. And so that is provincial, and then federal level we are going to have the Vesak festival on May 25th at the House of Commons. And after 2-hour program, we also we will plan to do a 1-hour walk for peace with the presence of that leader monk, Venerable Panyakara Bhikkhu, the leader monk of the Walk for Peace in the United States. So he's also coming here. And then we will also do some prayers and chanting, blessing chanting for world peace by the centennial flame in front of the Parliament in Ottawa. So these are month-long the programs we are having, and as a monk living in Canada for past 31 years and organizing the annual Vesak festival in the city for past 14 years, just started bearing fruits since last year, and after the big Vesak festival, the city of Mississauga declared the month of May is the Buddhism Heritage Month in the city. And I also got a good news from the city of Brampton, and of this month they're also going to do the same. So a lot of good things, positive things are happening for the Buddhist communities across this country. So past 2 weeks I have been talking about Buddha and his life, his teachings, from different discourses. So today I would like to talk about another segment of the sutra, the discourse, known as the Arya Pariyesana Sutta, the discourse on the noble search. And today we have the topic from ignorance to awakening, the three higher knowledges and the end of Saṃsāra. So, Saṃsāra, you have heard about that word, Saṃsāra, the cycle of life. Endless, beginningless, the cycle of life. And in fact, the Buddha never praised the Saṃsāra. There's a reason for him not to praise the Saṃsāra. Now why? The entire cycle of life is characterized with birth, aging, sickness, death, and then of course these events also bring sufferings and pains. So, and of course we do celebrate birthday. Even today we had two devotee families who came to the temple to celebrate their birthdays, to receive the birthday blessings, and tomorrow is my birthday. But I don't celebrate my birthday. I don't need to celebrate my birthday because the whole world celebrates my birthday, because it's a Vesak month, it's like Christmas. The more than 5 million Buddhists around the world celebrate Vesak and the month of May, and so I happened to come into this world in this sacred month. So then, along with the people around the world, I celebrate my birthday, like the way we celebrate the Buddha's birthday. So these things, the birth, aging, sickness, death, and then Saṃsāra, means it repeats. Whatever we are doing in this lifetime, after death we have to redo everything. Go back to school, kindergarten, go to primary school, high school, college, university, find the job, make money, pay the bills, or get married, have kids, and then we get sick time to time, then we get old, then again we die, and again the same thing is happening. This is the nature of the cycle of life, Saṃsāra. So this is called Saṃsāra. So I think in Western world, in Western Judeo-Christian tradition, they do not talk about this Saṃsāra in this part of the world, because we all are born in terms of the will of God, we live in terms of His will, and then eventually we go back to Him. So that's it. But in the Eastern spiritual tradition, the spiritual masters, of course, there was such a concept that they said, no, that is not how it works. The Saṃsāra, it repeats, it goes on and on and on. So we have to work hard to gain release from the cycle of life. We need to end this journey. So why? Because basically in this journey of Saṃsāra, we all are complaining about a lot of things, aren't we? We are complaining, and then we go through a lot of discomfort, and there's no the true happiness. So what people think happiness is actually not the happiness, is kind of the pleasure they are enjoying. The pleasure is not permanent. So the Buddha said, there's a problem in the Saṃsāra. In the Saṃsāra, there's this problem, and what is this problem? He identified this problem as dukkha. Dukkha. Even I remember I had a friend in 90s. He was my good friend, and every time he comes to see me, he said, "Bhante, I'm going to see my grandson Dukkha." So his name was Tom. I said, "Tom, do you know the meaning of this word dukkha?" And I said, "No." I said, "In Pali and Sanskrit, dukkha means suffering." I said, "Is that so?" I said, "Yes." So I said, "Oh, I need to ask my daughter to change my grandson's name." Maybe you can rename your grandson the opposite of dukkha, or sukha. I think he did. He started calling him Sukha. I remember telling me about that. He said, "Oh, Bhante, I'm not going to see dukkha. I'm going to see my grandson Sukha now." I said, "That's a good thing." So then people, the beings in the Saṃsāra, the cycle of life. So when we talk about the beings, it's not just humans, even beings in other dimensions, other forms of life. You can name them divine, or beings, animals, or beings in the asura world, beings in the hell. In fact, that's a different topic, by the way, but in Buddhist cosmology, we talk about 31 planes of existence. Okay? So this goes on and on. So in the Eastern spiritual tradition, spiritual masters dedicated their life to the practice of introspection, meditation, to find a way out of, an exit to samsara, like to gain a release from this cycle of life. So they call it moksha or vimoksha or nibbana. There are a lot of terms. So emancipation, liberation, nirvana. So in Buddhist teachings, the gaining release from the cycle of life, becoming free from the cycle of life, is what he called nibbana. Buddha said this is the highest attainment, the highest form of happiness, highest form of bliss, highest form of emancipation, liberation. So when Buddha says nibbana and release from cycle of life, end of cycle of life, that means the end of suffering, end of dukkha. That means you are not subject to dukkha anymore. You're not subject to aging anymore. You're not subject to sickness anymore. You're not subject to death anymore. You're not subject to pain and suffering anymore. Then you're free. You're free. So, so the Buddha did talk about this. I think last 2 weeks I was talking various aspects of his journey to enlightenment. Remember last week I said Buddha discovered the path to enlightenment by himself, without a teacher. And he discovered it by himself. So then, when we say this, from ignorance to awakening, people actually continue to be, or beings are still part of the cycle of life, because we don't see the things as they really are. There's a form of wisdom the Buddha talked about. It's called Yatha Bhuta Jnana Dassana. Jnana means the knowledge or to know. Dassana means the wisdom or to see. To know, to see, Yatha Bhuta, the things as they really are. So, now, beings, all beings, remember the metaphor I talked about, dusty eyes. The beings, the eyes are full of dust. With the dusty eyes, beings cannot see the things as they really are. Now why? There's a form of perception the Buddha talked about. It's called the Sanya Vipallasa. Sanya Vipallasa means the distorted perception. Distorted perception. Now what is this distorted perception? Whatever is not permanent, people see that as permanent. Whatever is not beautiful, people see that as beautiful. Whatever is painful, people don't see that as painful. Whatever is not really me, I, myself, beings see that as I, me, myself. So this is called the distorted perception. So is to give a simple example for you, like how people really enjoy the candlelight dinner. People to make it so romantic. I mean, it's okay. You can go for anything. And then how they dim the light. Then when you see somebody up there, how do you see that person? So attractive, so beautiful. Right? You cannot resist that person. And following day, you see that person outside in a sunny day. Then you start talking about this. Oh, yesterday we had this candlelight dinner. Oh, so you were there? I said, yes. So where were you sitting? Oh, I was sitting right there next to the door. Is that you? Now, his perception or her perception completely changed. Why? With the dim light, you see the person very beautiful, very pretty, very attractive. Now with a lot of lights, sunlight, you see everything, you see all the details of the person, then your perception has changed. So now, seeing somebody at a candlelight dinner in a dim light, it's like seeing somebody with dusty eyes. Like you don't see all the details, you don't see the things as they really are. And then seeing somebody with a lot of light, with the sunlight, then it's like looking with wisdom. Then the letting go comes from seeing the things as they really are. Now, Buddha realized beings of the Saṃsāra, the cycle of life, are still part of the Saṃsāra because they don't see the things as they really are. They get caught up, they get attracted to a lot of things, thinking this is the real thing that I want. And it's like, remember the story I told how the Mara sent the three of his beautiful daughters to distract the Buddha from becoming the Buddha? So at that point, the Buddha actually, he already developed the Panya wisdom. He already saw the truth, realized the truth. He already became liberated. And the Buddha did not even open his eyes to look at these three beautiful daughters of the Mara, which actually upset them and which upset the Mara the most. So, how do we get there? This is the thing. I think now when we look at this journey to enlightenment, Buddha became or got out of this darkness, went into the light by developing the jhanas through meditation. Last month I remember we talked about the jhana, how I don't want to talk about jhana today. If I do, then I won't be able to share with you the more dharma factors I'm planning to share with you tonight. So, and through jhana, Buddha developed 3 higher knowledges, like supernormal knowledges. The first one is called Pubbe Nivasanusati Jnana. Jnana means the knowledge. Pubbe means the past. Nivasa, like how he dwelt, how he lived. So this is the higher knowledge, super normal knowledge with respect to his own lives in the Saṃsāra, the past immemorial. Like, then he developed through meditation. Remember, first he was searching the way to the enlightenment, and then after practicing the severe asceticism, without eating, without drinking, eventually how his whole body became or turned into a skeleton, and then eventually he realized this path is not leading me to the vision, the knowledge, the the liberation I'm looking for. This is not leading me to nirvana. But I practice this form of meditation to the highest point. What else there could be? What else there could be? Is there any other path that I can follow? At that point, he remembered. There's another story. There was a plowing ceremony. It's like, even today, it's a beautiful ceremony in Asian countries. Like it's a royal ceremony. They have paddy fields, rice fields, and they cultivate rice. So, in this plowing ceremony, while everybody was enjoying, Buddha, as little Prince Siddhartha, at the age of 7, he was 7, he saw something in the nature, in the environment, which other people failed to see. Maybe they saw it, but they ignored. It didn't bother them. But little Prince Siddhartha saw an eagle coming down and catching a snake, and the same snake catching a frog as his food. And the snake, the frog catching the flies, and the flies eating the dead eagle. So like, the chain of food. When Prince Siddhartha saw this, he got terrified. What kind of samsara is this? What kind of life is this? Basically, we all are eating one another. It's like if there's a lion or tiger around, when they see me, this lion is not going to see me as a Buddhist monk. He's going to see me as his good food, yummy food. Right? So that's what we see in the forest, right? So all the animals are eating. Even that's why, even like in a Judeo-Christian tradition, they say all animals were created as food for the human consumption, no? So the little Prince Siddhartha got terrified seeing this. I said, wow, how terrible it is. While everybody was enjoying the plowing ceremony, he got up and went aside, and he sat under a red apple tree. And it is said that he practiced meditation, which led him to experience jhana. And then, after trying severe ascetic practice, after trying everything to realize the nirvana, he said, why don't I go in the direction of the experience I had with jhana at the age of 7? Why don't I go in that direction, develop more? So then Buddha, ate some food provided by a local lady called Sujata, and then he gained some physical strength and energy, and then he sat down under the Bodhi tree and he practiced meditation. Through meditation, he developed jhana, 4 jhanas and 4 formless jhanas. And after that, he was able to develop those 3 supernormal knowledges. First one is Pubbhe Nivasanusati Jnana, knowledge about seeing the lives immemorial in the past, like Buddha's own life, like how he was born, how he lived, how he worked, what kind of family he had, how he suffered from sickness, how he suffered from aging, and how he died, and from there where he was reborn, whether in divine world, a human world, or animal world, or other worlds. He was able to vividly see from the past immemorial to the present life. And then he got to experience his own life. Wow. Life in the past immemorial was really painful. Right? So then he developed, he developed this, he gained these 3 supernormal knowledges prior to the prior night of the day he became a Buddha. So in the midnight, the 3 watches, first watch of the night, he developed this knowledge, and the second knowledge called Chutupapata Jnana, knowledge about the seeing the lives of all sentient beings. And he developed this knowledge second watch of the night, let's say midnight. And then he saw, okay, how all beings were born in the past immemorial, when they did good things, where they went to, the good places, those who did the bad things, bad karma, where they went to. From the past immemorial to this lifetime, he was able to clearly see the births and deaths, appearance and reappearances of all sentient beings based on their own karma. Those who did the good karma, where they went to. Those who did bad karma, where they went to. And how happily they lived, how painfully they lived. Everything based on the karma. And then the last watch of the night, it's an early morning. Then he developed the third supernormal knowledge, known as asavakkhaya jnana. Knowledge with respect to the destruction of taints, defilements. Like these are subtle defilements. So he basically identified three taints. These are not asavas, called kama asava, the taint of sensual pleasure. Bhavasava, the taint of existence. Avijjasava, the taint of ignorance. And then Buddha said, aha, now I know why every sentient being, including myself, I still part of the samsara. What's keeping us in this cycle of life? And then he said, it is these three taints, taint of the sensual pleasure, taint of the existence, taint of the ignorance. Because of ignorance, we keep doing all the good things, bad things especially, which keep us going. Karma is pushing us, producing the results, cause and effect, right? Hetupala. And that's where actually Buddha introduced the fundamental principle to the world, Hetupala, or the doctrine of the cause and effect. When you do good things, how good things leading you to the good destination. When you do the bad things, how bad things are leading you to the bad destination, and so on and so forth. And then Buddha says, okay, now I clearly see the root causes of the life in the samsara. And then Buddha took the action to completely remove these taints. He basically destroyed them. He destroyed all the taints, all the defilements. And after destroying all the taints and defilements, asavas and kleshas, he realized the complete freedom from the samsara. Awakening. He actually said something very beautiful. He said, through this realization, I attained perfect enlightenment and liberation, nibbana. Then he realized, this is my last birth. There is no more rebirth for me. These three knowledges arose during the 3 watches of the night under the Bodhi tree before the Buddha attained supreme enlightenment. And then he further said to his disciples, monks, I too was subject to birth, aging, decay, death, sorrow, and impurity. Seeing the danger in these things, I searched for something beyond them, the unborn, unaging, undecaying, undying, sorrowless, and pure state of perfect wisdom, which is Nibbana. Through my effort and understanding, I realized Nibbana, the highest peace and complete freedom from all suffering and bondage. Then true wisdom arose in me. My liberation is unshakable. This is my last birth. There will be no more rebirth for me. So that is the complete release from this cycle of life. Basically, he broke the chain. He broke the chain. Like how we are, so being part of the Saṃsāra, we are chained. It's very difficult for us to break it. It's so hard. But in Buddha's case, he was practicing the Dharma. He was on this journey to enlightenment for years of lifetime. Practicing paramitas, perfections, developing the positive virtues, removing all the negative things. So eventually that led him to become the Buddha. And as a Buddha, he taught a lot of things. And to summarize the entire teaching, to how to break the chain or how to gain release from cycle love, there are only maybe 3 things that we all can try doing every day. We should be mindful to do these 3 things. And so this verse, the Buddha, in Pali, almost all Buddhists actually know it by heart. They have memorized it. They call it is called Sabbha Papassa Akaranam. Not doing all bad things, evil deeds. Refraining from all bad things. Kusalasya upasampada. Doing all the good things. Cultivating all the wholesome deeds. Sachitta pariyodapanam. Purifying our own mind, your own mind. And of course, to purify the mind, we had to practice meditation. Purification of the mind is possible through the meditation, but meditation has to be supported by those 3 steps. Refraining from negative things, negative deeds, and cultivating positive deeds. And then meditate. Through meditation, we can purify mind step by step. And it gives us, even we can develop these knowledges. When Buddha talked about this supernormal knowledges, it's not just the Buddha, you also can do it. You also have that power, potential to develop these knowledges. Anyone can do it. That's why we always say mindfulness is not just the Buddha or for the Buddha. Anyone can do it. That's why in Mahan Buddhist tradition they say we all, no matter where we live, how we live, or what kind of person we are, we as beings, we all have this bodhicitta, the mind of enlightenment, seed of enlightenment, bodhicitta. We all have it. You have it, you have it, you have it, we all have it. So basically we had to develop it. We need to cultivate it. We need to keep cleaning our mind, basically. So remove all the bad things, unwholesome thoughts, unwholesome emotions, negative things, and make your mind perfectly pure. And then pure mind stops reacting to anything happening in the environment. In Buddha's case, Buddha understood. See, Buddha did not react to, remember the story I told you, the story of the Mara? How Mara tried to destroy the Buddha? Buddha did not react to anything that was happening. He did not engage. But in our case, whatever is happening, just by seeing, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching through contact, we immediately react to it. That means we engage in that and we get stuck. In Buddha's case, he completely stopped reacting. He did not engage in any activity of the Saṃsāra. He went beyond. So he said, we all can go there. We all can become Buddha. We all can become awakening. We all can go from ignorance to awakening. So, to undertake this journey, we had to follow these steps, these teachings. So, that's why I wanted to talk about today, the ignorance to awakening, the three high knowledges and the end of samsara. So let us practice meditation to purify our mind and heart, at least to develop the Buddha mind in us. Okay, so I would like all of you to arrange your posture. Try to find a very comfortable posture for yourself. Whatever posture is good for you, feel free to assume that posture. But if you would like to meditate like the Buddha, feel free to assume the full lotus posture or half lotus posture, simply a general sitting posture. Resting your hands on your lap, the right hand on the left one, and having your back straight, neither too rigid nor too loose. And having your eyes closed. Now, you can give a very kind invitation to your mind. Come to the present. With this invitation, allow yourself to become a turtle, letting your mind go inside the hard shell of the present moment. This is the green zone, safe zone for you. As you remain in this green zone, take a deep breath and let your whole body relax. feel free to take another deep breath, this time through the nose. Hold the breath for a few seconds, then slowly let it out through the nose. Let the whole body and mind go into relaxation. Now, kindly remind yourself, I'm practicing meditation not only to relax the body, to calm the mind, but also to experience bliss, happiness, nibbana. With this noble intention in mind, see whether you can be grateful for this wonderful opportunity to practice meditation with this mindful and kindful community. See whether you can appreciate the teachings you received today regarding from ignorance to awakening, the three higher knowledges and end of Saṃsāra. If you feel grateful, let your mind and heart become full with the feelings of gratitude. Let such feelings of gratitude overflow and reach out to every part of your body. Let the whole body and mind become an embodiment of gratitude. Now make a determination, no matter what happens, I'm going to go from moment to moment consciously, on purpose, and I'm going to meditate like the Buddha. With this determination, you can listen to the sound of the meditation bell and let yourself remain grounded in this moment. Now slowly and gently bring your full attention to the ingoing and outgoing breath. Keeping the mind in between the nose tip and upper lip, let the mind watch and feel the breath going in, going out through the nose. And you may try watching the breath with 100% attention. Mindful of breathe in, mindful of breathe out, and relax. No need to rush for anything. Allow yourself to go slowly, just like the turtle that keeps walking slowly and steadily. In the same way, allow yourself to breathe in and out slowly. And do so with 100% attention. And relax. As you keep breathing slowly, at the same time, be mindful to breathe in and out with 100% silence. Silently watch the breath going in, going out, and do so slowly with 100% attention. And keep relaxing. Slowly come out from meditation and feel free to stretch your legs and hands and remain relaxed. Okay, so I would like to do a brief blessing chanting. So to receive blessings, you may bring your palms to your heart. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakhantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavena sada sati bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalang rakhantu sabba devata sabba dhammanubhavena sada sati bhavantu te bhavatu sabba mangalang rakhantu sabba devata sabba sanghanubhavena sada sati bhavantu te. By the power of the meditation, by the power of the Noble Triple Gem, the Buddha, the Dhamma and the Sangha, may you all be well, happy and peaceful. May you all be free from all sufferings and pains. May no harm come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May no problems come to you. Finally, may you all experience the happiness, the bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, so that's it for today. I will see you all next Wednesday. So be well. Good night.
Thank you. Good night.